Hey there, everyone, and welcome to Full Disclosure with Tom. This is a new podcast channel / video channel. I'm not really sure what the format's going to be just yet, so we're kind of making stuff, and we'll kind of see what works and what doesn't as we go throughout it. But I thought one of the first things we're going to start with this on Full Disclosure is what are UAPs and what is NHI, or what are NHI? There's a lot of new terminology out there. Terminology has changed over the years, so we're going to talk about that here in the first video and kind of discuss that and just kind of break down so you have a better understanding. Maybe there's a lot of people new to this community, to this topic, with a lot of the drone situation that's going on all over the world right now. So we're going to take a look at it and just take a little deep dive into what the terms are, maybe what the terms used to be, and what they mean now and going forward for us in the future. So, all right, the first one we're going to tackle, let's go ahead and tackle NHI. NHI. What the hell is NHI? What does it stand for, right? So NHI stands for, and I'm going to be reading here off of a website because I'm reading right off of Wikipedia because I want to give you guys the actual, what the definitions are on these. I know Wikipedia can be changed and all that, but this is, as far as definitions go, we're talking pretty easy, straightforward. We've got non-human intelligence. That's what it means. NHI is non-human intelligence. Now, the previous nomenclature for that in the alien world or the UFO world would be alien, right? Alien or ETs, which still gets used from time to time. E.B.E, like Echo, Bravo, Echo. That nomenclature gets used from time to time. Let's look up what that one means real quick because it's not one that gets used very often, but it's E.B.E stands for extraterrestrial biological entity, so it has ET in it. There is a story, and we can talk about that in a future video, about an E.B.E that was reportedly kept at one of our secure military bases here. And listen, there's stories about ones that have been kept at these bases all over the years. We don't know the truths of them until they come out and tell us, right? So that's why we're pushing for what? Full disclosure. All right, so we're going to talk about this. E.B.E.s, like I said, same thing. Non-human intelligence, same thing. But that's the nomenclature we're going with now in 2024. It's kind of taken a little bit of a toll. I think back in the 2017 era when the gimbal, the Go Fast, and the Tic Tac videos, when those all launched and came out in the New York Times story, that changed things a lot. So it changed how the world was perceived as far as aliens and UFOs, and it was a holy crap moment for everybody, right? This stuff looks pretty. It's pretty realistic, pretty real, and things out of a sci-fi movie suddenly became real world. And if you don't know those videos that I'm talking about, go check those out. They're on YouTube, available for you. The gimbal, the Go Fast, and the Tic Tac videos. You can go watch those. Those are all actually military recorded, released by the Pentagon. And yeah, so you can check those videos out. But what does non-human intelligence? What does that refer to? I mean, what all is included in that? All right, so Wikipedia has it as 3 different things on here. All right. It may refer to animal intelligence. And now open up your minds to this too. You might think when I said animal intelligence, well, that's not ETs. Well, we don't know what has evolved and where it has evolved, and based on the physics, the makeups of different planets. We don't know the elements that are on different planets and what the life could look like. So who knows, right? It could be an animal type. Who knows? All right, we know about the typical kind of aliens that everybody thinks of, right? The ones you're seeing on the screen and stuff that we've got up here in the background, which are like the grays. And a lot of people know about those. We'll do a future video where we discuss kind of different types that are rumored to be out there and stuff too. So, but animal intelligence, artificial intelligence, AI. Let's not forget about that. That is non-human intelligence, right? It's intelligence. It's not sentient yet that we know of here on our planet, right? We don't think, at least. Who knows? God, I hope not. I think we would know if that was, but I don't know. Who knows though? In the realm of the galaxy, the solar system, and the universe, if it's been achieved yet, though, right? It might have already been achieved, something like that. So, artificial intelligence, that could be something that we're possibly seeing in the skies, in our eyes. Who knows? Extraterrestrial intelligence, that's the third and final one that it lists here. And the definition of that, obviously, the intelligence of life outside of Earth. That's the one that we're referring to when we're talking about NHIs, really, right? All right, I think we can include artificial intelligence in there. We don't want to exclude it because we don't know exactly for sure what these are. Somebody out there knows. There's the gatekeepers know, right? But there's a lot of us that don't know. So we're just trying to figure it out, piece it together. But extraterrestrial intelligence, artificial intelligence, animal intelligence, those are the three types of NHI or E.B.E.s or aliens or ETs, as everybody used to call them. But we're going to try to go forward with the phrase NHI because that is the nomenclature that seems to be a little bit past the stigma. It just sounds different, right? I guess people say aliens, they say ETs. You think of the movie E.T. And so getting past that stigma, I think, is big for people in the world of disclosure. We've got to get past the stigma of things sounding sci-fi or sounding fake or sounding make-believe, you know? And that's a big step. That's a big step for us. All right, so what's the other big one? The other big one is UAPs. What the hell are UAPs, right? Well, UAPs are what UFOs used to be referred to as. We used to call them UFOs. It was unidentified flying objects, obviously. They have changed the name, and I think it's for the same reason that we just discussed. Changed the name because of the stigma, right? If you report a UFO, or you tell somebody you saw a UFO, for 70 plus years, you sounded like a batshit crazy person, right? You're not necessarily. I'm not saying, listen, of course, there's probably some people there, but it's all right. Listen, it's all right. I'm a little crazy too. So, there's nothing wrong with that. But listen, you guys know what I'm saying. The terminology sounds a little bit, I don't know. It's just a little out there, right? So UAP, and what does it stand for? It's unidentified anomalous phenomena. All right, unidentified anomalous phenomena. A lot of people get this confused. A lot of people think it's unidentified aerial phenomena. But the reason that we're not talking about that as it being, and I think that might have been where the term was like leading towards, at least publicly. In private, I think they were trying to make it anomalous, but I think it was leading towards being aerial. The reason is because we're talking about transmedium forms of travel, right? And what is a transmedium form of travel? All right, so I can explain it to you, but who can do it better? Wikipedia. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna type it in. Transmedium medium travel. Okay, so if you scroll down a little bit, we can find one actually down here. Sorry, wasn't right at the top. Apparently, transmedium travel is a term that doesn't exist. So I just invented something. But transmedium phenomenon, that's what we're talking about. It's transmedium travel. I've heard people use this terminology before. What it's referring to is any perceived airborne, submerged, or transmedium phenomenon that cannot be immediately identified or explained. All right, so we're talking about UAPs. All right, we're talking about unidentified anomalous phenomena because they're going in and out of water, in and out of the sky, in and out of space, in and out of solid objects. Solid objects. Sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I hear it when I say it out loud too. I've seen videos of it. I know that the videos that I've seen are confirmed to be real too. And the videos that we're talking about are objects literally flying into like a mountain or a cavern or a rock formation and flying out the other side. Now, I can't explain it. I don't know if it actually flew through it. I don't know if there's, I don't know. I don't know. But that's one of the things we're going to talk about as we talk about this subject and discuss this whole topic here on the channel. I think these are so interesting, man, to talk about. All of these topics are from UAPs to transmedium travel to NHI to whatever the hell you want to call it. If you want to call them UFOs and all that, that's fine. And if you guys have questions about any of this stuff, if you ever have any questions on the channel, always ask in the comment section. We try to answer every single comment that comes in. If we ever do live streams, we'll try to answer every chat message that comes in, so you guys join us for that too. But yeah, try to reply to all of it. Listen, if you ever got questions about it or you don't understand something or what's going on, man, I'll try to help. My background on all of this and finding it out is I'm a Coast Guard veteran. I wish that I could say in my time in the military, it was over 20 years ago, I wish I could say that in my time in the Coast Guard that I saw something anomalous or something crazy. Unfortunately, I can't. I can't say that I did. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and tell you that I did. I didn't see anything while I was in. I've always believed. I didn't really have any doubt in my mind that there's something out there. I didn't really dive into the topic until the last couple of years, and I don't really remember what it was that got me into it. I think I was just watching History Channel and just kind of started watching some things, and It just kind of got me into it. I got into looking at archaeology and where it lies to us a little bit along the way. I think archaeology doesn't tell us the truth of the story, where human civilizations were formed and doing things that they thought they couldn't have well before what archaeology claims to. And there's lots of archaeologists and scientists that support that idea. Graham Hancock being one in particular that comes to mind, that I've studied up on. But I started to look at things like that, and then I started studying where UFOs, UAPs, NHI, and the past may be intertwined and interconnected. And through Ancient Aliens, right? Ancient Aliens on History Channel. You can watch that and you can really deep dive your brain in a lot of things. There's over 200 episodes of that show. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they're all genius ideas and scientifically factual, and they all, no, listen, man, there's a lot of crazy shit that they say on that. I think if you played a drinking game, and don't anybody do this, don't anybody ever do this, but if you played a drinking game and took a drink every time on that show that they said, ancient alien astronauts say yes, or ancient alien theorists say yes, you'd be sick. You'd be on the way to the emergency room by the end of an episode. So don't ever do that, because they marathon that show on Mondays and Fridays. So I don't want anybody getting sick out there because of me. But yeah, listen, I think that show goes above and beyond. It's TV, right? It's TV. They've got to dramatize it a little bit for TV. Some of the images and the things that you see on the screen are obviously, reimaginings of things, and so they look fantastical and yeah, it can be sci-fi-y a little bit, but I do think there's a lot of truth to the show. I think there's a lot of truth to the history, and so that's what we're gonna say. We're not gonna dive into the show. We're gonna dive into the history and the actual things. We're gonna do our own research on it. Why not, right? It's out there. It's all out there for us to do. You don't have to be an expert on it to be able to do it. But for the last 2 years, I've been diving deep into this because it's kind of, man, just taken over my free time and my time away from work and stuff. I've just my brain, I can't get it out of my head. I live out here by a military base and close to a decommissioned base that is connected to a Lockheed facility. And there's actually planes going over right now. I can hear jets flying right now. It is the most inactive military base I've ever heard of. And during this the current drone incursion, let's call it, or phenomenon that's happening over the East Coast. And when I say East Coast, that's what's getting covered on the news, but it's really all 50 states. It's all over the world. Let's not just say the U.S. It's everywhere right now. With this going on, we've actually had one reported story here at this space a couple nights ago. And it is the entire city of White Settlement, which surrounds the base here, is restricted airspace. And so the chief of police put out a statement about it. Listen, they're concerned about it. I don't care what the White House and what FBI and CIA, they can make all the damn statements they want, man, but something's going on. The statements are contradictory to themselves of there's nothing to worry about, but we're not sure who's sending these out, where they're coming from, or what they are. Those two sentences don't go together. I mean, you can't tell somebody you don't know what something is and then say it's safe. That's ridiculous, right? Like, I can see something flying through the skies. It's just a bird, dude. No, it ended up being a missile. It wasn't safe, right? It's not safe. It's because I didn't know what it was. I'm just trying to make a strange analogy, I guess. But man, they just can't. They can't be this irresponsible, right? At a time in our history, I think, where just no matter what side of the fence you're on, I don't care political what side of the fence anybody's on. This and that on this channel will never be discussed. I don't care about that, right? This is a bipartisan topic. It's a topic that goes across both sides. I think that both sides realize that the world is in a turning point, right? I mean, human history and everything is at a turning point. I don't know if it's I don't know what's going to happen. None of us know what's going to happen, right? We wish we could predict it. This is going to be fun, guys. I think we're going to have a good time with this, though. We're going to talk about what these things are. We've got a lot of videos planned for you guys coming up here on the channel in the next couple weeks. We're going to try to do about one, maybe two of these a week right now, little videos and podcasts for the channel. I'll go over the notes that I've got for you guys of different ones that we're going to cover here This was the first one, right? What are UAPs? This is the first one that we recorded for the channel. So here within the next week, like I said, we'll have the second one out. The second video is going to be skeptics. What's the difference between skeptics and debunkers, right? God, there's a lot of those out there. They make us seem silly. They make us sound silly. They always try to tell us, well, why don't they just land on the White House? Oh, why don't they just land on the White House lawn? If I hear one more person say that, we're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about how they actually did years ago. And people still say it. So it doesn't matter what happened. We'll talk about that. All right. After that, we're going to talk about angels and demons, right? We're going to dive a little bit into the history aspect of religion, of where religion tackles this topic. I believe, and listen, your personal beliefs, I will never attack on here. You want to have your beliefs and your religious beliefs. It's everyone's right? I'm not going to attack you for it. I'm going to give my opinion, and I would hope that you do the same, right? People wouldn't attack me for my opinion on it, and the same. I have not been a person who I grew up Episcopalian and went to church, Sunday school and stuff as a kid. I didn't go as an adult. I went to Catholic school in 7th grade. I wasn't Catholic, but I went to Catholic school in 7th grade. And it kind of changed my aspect on things. Just being around it more, I think I just became more aware to question, possibly, maybe being an outsider. That's maybe what did it to me. I don't know. So I've been kind of agnostic for most of my life. But as I've gotten older, I kind of really tend to believe that a lot of the things that we saw as, in the past, angels, demons, what's gods and things like that, could be what we're seeing, the NHI, UFO'S, UAPs, things like that. So we'll talk about that and break that down over a video. We're going to talk about dreams. We're going to spend a video talking about dreams, memories from your childhood, and did any of you out there possibly have an imaginary friend when you were growing up? There's some theories about what that actually could have been. That maybe you were actually seeing something. Or maybe it was a manifestation of some sort of consciousness, communication, and the way you saw it could have been perceived to a child as a friend, as an imaginary friend, things like that. But dreams, I myself have experienced some interesting dreams, recurring dreams when I was a child. We'll talk about that. I would love to at one point maybe go and we do it for a video. I'd absolutely do it. Get hypnotized and try to remember what happened. So something like that. We're gonna talk about great books, the best books and documentaries, and other content creators out here for this topic that you guys can check out, where I have learned a lot of stuff that I have latched onto. So I want to share those with you guys. We're gonna share the love, right? We're gonna share it out there and try to talk to you all about it. And then one of the other planned ones I've got is about CE5. CE5 is a type of meditation where some say you can communicate with the NHI, with the UAPs, with the whatever, I don't know, with a higher consciousness, with something, all right, where you can make contact possibly with it. We're gonna talk about it, and then I'm actually gonna do a complete walkthrough hypnotize video for you, a walkthrough breakdown where you can listen to it, and if you'd like to sit and try to not hypnotize, meditate to it. I think I said hypnotize. Meditation. It's, I guess, kind of the same thing in a way. I look at it the same way. Let's talk about that for a second, because I said it, I guess, Freudian slip, right? I don't believe as much in I didn't used to believe in being hypnotized, but I said something about wanting to get hypnotized because of the dreams thing, made me think of that. No, it's meditation. And I believe in meditation. I mean, meditation's great. I think anybody can meditate. And that's what we're going to talk about with the CE5. But I think there's a thin line between hypnotization and meditation, about falling into that dream state, relaxation, and almost, listening to the mantra or the word. I don't know. We'll talk about that during that video maybe. But it'll be very interesting. I think we'll take a journey in that and see what we can do. And just a little piece. I got the whole idea for doing this channel from doing CE5 meditation. So the entire idea came to me in a flash of about 10 seconds, and I got all this idea for all these videos and all these thumbnails rolled in my brain and everything, and all the topics and all that. So it's something, I don't know. Maybe I just got an idea, right? It could have been just a light bulb moment, but it felt like a flood of information, like it had almost been downloaded to me instantly. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll just trends for what I feel, right? I'll just tell you guys how I feel and just be honest about it. That's what it's called. Full disclosure with Tom. I'm going to try to be as completely honest about all of this as it is. And I know some of it's going to sound crazy. Some of it's going to sound wild. It does to me too. When I say it out loud, I don't even believe half of it when we say it. But yeah, we just try to decipher the best we can through the topics, and hopefully we can learn something along the way. Hopefully learn something together. So I'm really excited about the journey, you guys, with this channel and with these videos. I hope you guys are too. Do me a favor if you haven't already. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for me. Subscribe. Make sure you got those notifications on so you don't miss out on videos, shorts. We might do some shorts, live streams. We might do those in the future as well, and post here on the channel also. So I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you here on the next one. Thanks, guys. Peace.